Selamat siang from here in Ubud, Bali. You will not guess what happened. I filmed this entire video. It was 22 minutes long, and I was so excited, so much information for you. And as soon as I sat down, opened it up, the file didn't work. So I'm gonna do this again, forgetting that, leaving that in the past, it's done. But I'm gonna try and give you as much value as I can, but I'm saying that as well because the last few minutes of it, I might excerpt the part of the file that wasn't corrupted, and I'll put that in at the end of this video so you can see. But one of the questions that I'm asked all the time, so if you feel a little frustration, it's just because that was 22 minutes of epic content for you guys, but I'm gonna do it again. If you can do it once, you can do it again, and you can do it better because you have the experience from when it didn't work before. Little quote for you. But first of all, it's super hot here in Bali. Number two is everyone's always asking me about how to make money online in Bali. So I'm gonna explain as much as I can here, but give you a very broad view of this because if you guys are new, I know some of you are new around here, and if you're new, welcome. I hit a cool welcome entrance thing for you in the video I filmed that didn't film. But welcome again here, all you guys who are new. I appreciate you guys all so much. You guys who are sending me messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope this video helps you to understand how to make money online. And it is gonna just stand here in the pool to finish this video or to make this video. And so many people are asking me how to make money online. Now, one thing that I did do is I created something called Side Hustle Magic. That was a 4-day masterclass, which a lot of you all who have been here for a while, a lot of you guys attended that, where I broke it down, showed you guys exactly how to turn something that you love into something that brings you in money, which then allows you to do what you love more, and then we talked all about that. That's linked in the description below if you want to purchase that course. I highly recommend it. Small investment, I think it's 222 bucks, and it'll teach you how to do that. And people who are serious about it, I put a lot of my time and effort and really broke down exactly how I was able to do it. And I was vlogging the whole time, so you guys got to really see it over the last 3 or 4 years. But making money online here in Bali, let's talk about it. So I would say that the first thing that you have to ask yourself when you're trying to make money online here in Bali, and what I'm about to tell you, this applies to anywhere in the world. You can really work it, but this more specifically, of course, is for Bali, but you can probably apply this to anywhere that you're living and start to make money online, so then you can do what you want and at the same time work anywhere that you want to work. And this is one of the most important things. And this is not only for the Western people who want to come here to Bali and work. This is true for the people who are already here in Bali, who are already here in Indonesia. You'll get some tips on here as well. So how you can work online, because one thing I realize is that everyone here is on their phones all the time, and you can literally be making money on your phone instead of playing all the games that you play. I mean, I do it too, but just you can make money doing it as well. So let's get started. So I think one of the most important things is context. So for me, I was really looking for a place to be a digital nomad, to work online. And I tried all these cool places that people said is the digital nomad hub, from Barcelona to Kiev in Ukraine to Sofia, Bulgaria. I tried all these places, and this is, for me, this is where I thought would be the place where I could be a digital nomad and enjoy the lifestyle and just feel free, because that's what I wanted to do. I think one thing that's really important is that you define why you want to work online. You know, because this is so important, because so many people write me and say, hey, Luke, I want to come to Bali and I want to work online. What can I do? Well, I think it's more important. Everything comes down to questions. So when you ask me that, I'm not going to give you just an answer. I'm going to ask you a question that makes you search inside yourself for an answer. That's why I'm a coach, because I love doing that. So people coming to me and saying, hey, what do I need to do online? I don't know what other people like. This is a very common thing. It's like, well, what do you want to do online? Like, how do you want to make your money online? This is the question. Do you want to help people? Do you want to provide a service, which is usually helping people? But how do you want to do it? Because that's really important, because that helps you set up the framework for what it is that you're going to do online. For example, I have a lot of people who do e-commerce, a lot of friends who do that. I have a lot of friends who do social media marketing, a lot of friends who do all these things. But I always ask people, like, do you actually like this? Do you like doing this? Do you like helping people grow their influence, grow their brand? If you do, then that's perfect to do that. But if you're just doing it for money, then what happens, and this is what I see a lot, is that you come here, you come to Bali with this idea that, man, Luke, I'm gonna come to Bali and I'm gonna just enjoy myself, but you've set this online business up so that you don't have any free time when you're here. You know, for me, starting, for example, I'll give you an example, me starting an online business, I wanted to start something online that gave me freedom. I wanted to start something that not only that I loved, but that I could do when I felt like doing it, so that it always was great. So all these videos you see, I never feel forced to do it. Right now, I feel inspired to do it because so many of you guys are new around here, but I had this as this was a very important framing that you need to understand when you're trying to make this online business, because we just get into this mindset, I'm gonna get something online to make money so I can live here. But let's talk about, like, so many of you all who are trying to escape the 9-to-5, or you've already almost escaped the 9-to-5. But one thing that I always caution people is make sure you're not building yourself that secondary prison. Because if you've set up some kind of business where you're working 12 to 16 hours a day, and now you're not doing the 9-to-5, but you're building this business online, and then you come to Bali, like, you forgot that you wanted to have freedom. Freedom was, for me, that's what I want to do. I wanted, and another thing is, how do you define that freedom? You know, for me, defining my freedom, what it means for me, and I got this from Casey Neistat, is when I wake up in the morning and I go to bed at night, in between that time, I do what I want to do. This for me was a driving force of my desire to make something online. Because when you have that clear direction of what you do, and now we're talking about really the energetics of going into something online so that you can keep doing it over and over again. But when you have that clear vision, you understand immediately what it is that you don't want to do online. Like for me, I don't want to do website coding. I tried that, I didn't like it. I can make money doing it, but I don't want to be stuck here in paradise, but in a prison in paradise. You guys understand? So when coming up with something to do online, my question for you is, what do you like to do? What do you really enjoy doing? Because now, doesn't matter what it is, there's a market for it. There's something that you can do. Now, I always go and I tell people, I tell my clients, I tell people that I work with, I tell my friends, personal brand. Every single one of you guys watching this, you have an amazing story. Like, you have an amazing story. You've been through so much. You've been through so much. You've made it through so much. You still are dealing with some of the stuff that you've been through, but you can share the lessons you've learned from that story. I tell everyone to start there, because when you build that personal brand on you, who you are, me building this personal brand, hi, I'm Luke. This is me. LukeLifeCharms, of course, is the name that I use on here, but my personal brand is Luke, LukeLifeCharms. So whether the economy goes up, whether it goes down, whether different people are, or whatever's going on in the world, it doesn't devalue me. You know, maybe if you start something like, I'm being a web designer, but now no one needs web designers, or they do Wix or something like this. Now your value has gone down of what you can do. But being a personal brand, you don't go down in value. So one thing that's to understand is that your story is so powerful, what you've been through. Start telling your story. This is the number one thing I tell people. I tell people that for free, just on Instagram. When people write me, what should I do? Start telling your story online. Start there. Like, what about telling your story? How does that feel to tell your story and share the journey of it, of trying to figure things out? Why do you want to leave your country and come to Bali? People are interested in it. And when you start to share that, people come out of the woodwork and say, hey, I had the same idea. Like, I had I'd say a 1% job in life. Like, there's not a lot of people who are pro athletes and successful and can still do it. And I did it and I loved it and I enjoyed it. But for me, it was lacking fulfillment. Like, I realized that I could do more. I realized that I could impact more people if I had more time free and I could go around traveling places. So because that was my motivating factor, it became very easy and I became very focused on what I was doing. So when it comes to doing something online, what is it that you like to do? What is it that you enjoy? Because what you'll realize is when you come here to Bali, Bali will amplify yourself. Bali will amplify it. If you're a sad person, Bali will amplify that. And it'll make you, like I say, Bali accepts some people and it spits some people out. But coming here, if you really are like, I want to get my life back together, Bali's the perfect place for it. It allows you to really find that balance of being in nature, but working hard, but being hot like I am right now, but then being able to go into the air-conditioned room. It really helps you find that balance here in Bali, and doing that help find yourself. And, you know, so when I say about what to do, so let's get into like, what could you do? So there's a lot of things a lot of people do here, a lot of e-commerce businesses, a lot of, I know a lot of people who do social media marketing things here. But what I don't hear people talk about when you come to Bali, because so many people want to come to Bali and work, and they're asking me what jobs to get. What about working for the people who have a business here already? So this is one of the biggest shifts in framing that I'd like to share with you on here. And of course, if you want more, as I say, there's Zoom calls. We can send me an email, LukeLifeCharms@gmail.com. We can get a Zoom call in. Those are $111 for an hour. Just finished one right now. And I love talking with you guys and helping you guys kind of reframe your mind. This is what I love doing. And also one-on-one coaching. This is linked in. This is an application for that because I don't do that with everyone. That's linked below as well. But the thing that I would really like to point out, let me step in this water. The one thing that I really like to point out though is when you come to Bali, so many of you guys, I've been getting a lot of messages from people who are graphic designers, people who are creative in this space. Like, instead of thinking like, how can I come to Bali and get this job to be a graphic designer and work virtually? Think about people who are in Bali already, like me or so many other people, and think about what do people who are in Bali and they already have their e-commerce or whatever their job is, e-commerce, they have their own personal brand, they have their own whatever it is, they're an influencer. What do they need? What does someone who already has an online business, what do they need? And to go thinking like this, instead of thinking you have to come here and start fresh, come here and think like, what do these people need? Because I can tell you right now, when I came here, I needed someone to help me manage my social media. So I had someone here working, I had a team working with me for a few months to help me do that. You know, I would love to have, and please don't everyone send me emails, but this is just a suggestion. I don't really need this at this moment, but I will soon, and I'll make a video when I do need it. But I would love to have someone who could just be here to follow me and film me with a camera. I have the camera, I have the thoughts and everything in my mind, but I'd love to have someone come here and just be my personal filmer. The person who just comes with me, rides, films, we make the video together. I can even edit it myself like I always do, but that's a job you could do. I would pay someone for that. Like, I would pay you to carry this, I use a GoPro, carry my GoPro and just film so I can have my hands free. Like, I'd pay for that. There's people here who have e-commerce business who don't know how to set up a funnel or whatever systems that people do in this. You could do that and help the people who are actually here. And then you could work from referrals. So many people who are here, there's so many jobs that the people who already have businesses here, they need. It always comes down to when you have a business to provide a service, to provide something that people need. So many times we try to think of like, what do they want? What do they not want? Or what do they need? What's something that they need? People need attention, so you can help people get attention. That's why you could run someone's social media. So you could do so many, someone's on their way here. You could do so many different things, but understand that when I say personal brand, when I say all these kind of things, the number one thing that I truly believe in is attention. I think that when you have people's attention, no matter what it is that you do, you can start to build something around that, around the attention, because money always follows attention. It's why big time superstars and all these people like, how can you pay this guy $50 million a year just to kick a football around? Because 100 million people watch him and they all pay $100 to watch him and he brings in $1 billion. That's why, because he gets the attention. So for me, when it goes down the personal branding route is that you start to build something off of yourself. And if you come here and help other people, you're helping them do the same thing. And by doing that, you bring attention to yourself as well, because I can say, oh, this is my day and he helps me film, and that helps you as well because that helps build your brand off of my brand. So when it comes to that, it's not always about just the, well, do this job or do this job or do this job. It's always about, well, what do you actually want to do? What do you want to do? How many hours a day do you want to work? Like, if you want to work 4 hours a day, then maybe being a web developer isn't the best thing to do when you come here. And like I said, the mistake that I see people make is that they do this anyways. And I see so many people here, and this is nothing against them. I'm not judging anyone. Everyone makes their own bed and they have to sleep in it. And I just always recommend to people when I see someone, like I had a friend who wrote me, is like, Luke, you know, I want to help you translate some of your books that you've written. I'm like, I don't really need that. And I started to talk to them more, and they spend 12 to 14 hours a day just translating things for people. Now, that's a cool job. It brings in income. I totally understand. But I think if you set your goal for freedom, like I want to have 8 hours free, or I want to, like for me, I want to always make sure that I'm free when the sun is setting. I want to be able to watch the sunset. I'm a big sunset guy, as you guys know. So I want to make sure that I pick something that I can have that's true of. Me running a company that I have to be there 18 hours a day, that doesn't make me feel happy, doesn't make me feel fulfilled. And you'll see there's plenty of people who have successful businesses and people who have a lot of money, but they now feel fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, fulfillment doesn't come from money, it comes from right here, and you need to know what it is that you're going for. What is fulfillment for you? What makes you actually happy? And it's sad because a lot of people don't even know this. And even more sad, we don't even think about what makes you happy. You know, I was working with someone the other day and I just was like, hey, name 5 things that make you happy. And they only could think of 3. And it was almost like really sad for me because I just was like, you can't think of 5 things that make you happy. Because we don't even do those things that make us happy. Or the things that used to make us happy, we don't even think about them. We take them for granted now. So the one thing that I say is when you pick in this online thing to do, surround it on something that you actually really love. And it makes you go so much further. And once you are on that with what you love, BALI will push you in the momentum of that direction, of that emotion that you feel. If you love meeting people, BALI will show you the people. When you come here, Mama BALI takes care of you. She makes you'll have to go through some hard things and some difficult times, but you'll be able to get through it. So on that note, it is something that's so important to me that it's more important not how much you make or what you're doing. Oh, okay, I'm coming. Not how much you make or where it's going, but how you make it and what you're doing is something that's so important. Now, on the note, someone's actually here, so I'm gonna probably stop the video here, but we'll go to the last 6 minutes of the video that I actually found, the part that I salvaged of the video, and we'll finish it there. I don't know where it picks up at, but we'll go there, and yeah, I got people here, so let's go there. Oh, selamat pagi, apa kabar? All the people, I know all the people here. Oh, and the dogs of Bali. So I think this is one thing to really ask yourself. And if I had to do something, I'm gonna give you some free coaching right now. If you guys want actual coaching, I have spots available for December. Just fill out the application down below or send me an email directly. Dogs. But one thing that I would do if I was in someone's shoes, I'd start building a personal brand. I've talked about this plenty of times. Get the Side Hustle Magic program. First of all, it's a $222 program for 4 days, and it'll teach you so much. And if you're trying to really make money and to be successful here, selamat pagi, apa kabar? And you're really trying to make money, then make this investment and then reach out to me after and tell me, oh, I get it now. Because I break it down over 2 hours a day for 4 days. So it's much better than this video here. But I want you to it's about thinking different. It's sometimes, as I tell you guys, it's so much about just changing the questions. Like, what can I do for an online business? Well, what do you want to do? You know, I want to make money so I can do that. But what does that mean? Like, if I told you I'd give you a villa and I'd give you $1,000 a month, but I need you to work 12 hours a day for me, like, you'd have to really think about that. Maybe you're making half the money and you're working a third of the time. Or maybe you're making more money and working less the time. But it's really important to think of why you're starting this. Because a lot of people that I've worked with and people that I just talked to, they start an online business so they can have freedom. So they break out of the 9-to-5. This is one of the classic things. They break out of the 9-to-5 only to build their own prison of this online business that now is consuming their time, consuming their energy. But because they've burned all their bridges without thinking ahead of resetting their goals, what happens is now they're kind of stuck. So they broke out of one prison and now they're in another one. So when you're working in Bali or you're here in Bali, if I could give a very, very last thing I'll say about it is think about the people who are here in Bali, who are working online already, and what do they need? And then you work for them. If you have to work for them free, but you can take some of their advice. I mean, don't you think if you worked with me just for like 2 days holding my camera that we'd have some kind of conversations that would help you? And this is the way that I'd go about it for trying to figure out what it is I do. And when it comes to that, to give you just some random things, this is just ideas that people do, things that I've noticed from talking to people out here. And so many people, they work for translating books, translating documents for people. There's other people that work as connecting people to different things. There's people who run events, a lot of virtual events, a lot of yoga, spirituality. They make videos and so many online things like this. But at the end of the day, it's about attention. You need people's attention. But it's better, and the energetics is so much more pure when you're doing it off of something that you actually love and you enjoy yourself. That would be the one thing that I'd share with you guys today on how to make money online while in Bali. It's to not ask, how can I make money online in Bali, but to ask yourself and reframe that question to, how do I want to make money when I'm in Bali? How do I want to spend my time in Bali? Because then you'll narrow down what it is that you want to do drastically. You'll realize like, well, if I want to have 12 hours for your day, be able to travel and just go from island hopping to island hopping, then I need a job that's more stable. I need something that gives me more freedom. So you can rule out a lot of things. You can rule out coding a website and having a bunch of clients that you have to work for, and you're busy and you're behind in work. You kind of rule that out. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is kind of reframing the questions that you have to get more specific. Because as my mentor Tony Robbins says always, clarity is power. When you know what you want and you know how you want to do it, then that really weeds out the things that you don't want, and then that makes it a little bit more easy. So that's what I'd say. So that's what I would say to you guys for an online business in Bali. And it's super hot out here. Hope this helped you out. Drop me an email, send me a message. I've been talking to so many of you guys on Instagram. Send me an Instagram message. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to talk to you, help you out more. It's more so, like I say, reframing the question. How do you want to make your money? What do you like to do? What do you actually enjoy? And then using that list and then finding jobs online that allow you to do that. And no matter what it is, how crazy you think it is, there's always someone who will hire you to do that. And it's so hot. My brain can't think. So there's always someone out there who is willing to, like I say, to help you to do that. And people here in Bali who run online businesses need people to help them. So think about that. And hope this video helped you out. Next video, as I say, Side Hustle Magic is a course that I made a while back. And just for you guys who have stayed to the end of the video, type in this code. Let's see, what should the code be? Let's make the code BALI. Type in the code BALI. There's a coupon. You'll get 50% off of this program. And yeah, I think that's kind of the best I can do for you today in this heat. But I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your support. All of you who are new around here, you're always welcome here. It's been a pleasure getting you all's messages all the time, reaching out. If you'd like to contribute to me, contribute to my channel, to help bring you guys content and help me, it helps me. Like, it's not like, oh, Luke has everything figured out. It really helps me, and I really appreciate all of you who do contribute. That's linked down below as well. And on that note, I'll speak to you guys later from a hot day in Bali. And everyone, in the meantime, always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile.